drivers Elliott and Larson quickest in practice. Kyle Busch's Toyota. Blaney and Kurt Busch in Fords. They are the Fast Five. Dale Earnhardt Jr. completes a run and had this to say.
Gets back to the gas. I'd like to drive in there and go, but I kind of got to lift early because it's going to be, if I drive in there on throttle, it's going to be way too tight. And then when I lift, it's going to gain a ton of front grip. So I kind of got to slow down all the throttle on entry to smooth out that issue.
Those were Junior's comments on the previous run. So they came in, they made some changes, and then Dale just told crew chief Greg Ives, it helped me in relation to what I was looking for to get turned down into the corner a little bit, but it freed it up so much, it actually kind of defeated the purpose, and there's so much bouncing in the car, absolutely no rear grip, and he termed the ride after that last change as violent. So they've obviously going to go back on that change and try to find a little smoother path for Junior.
Thanks, Vince. Casey Kane and Eric Jones have been released from timeout. Kane failed the templates twice in pre-qualifying inspection. So did Martin Truex. So that's 15 minutes of practice time lost. Eric Jones failed weights and measures 3 times and loses 15 minutes of practice. And they lose their pit selection, which is pretty important. They will have the last choice of pit stalls for Sunday.
Mike, when they're talking about how the cars are violent over the bumps and all, when you're qualifying, you have a very aggressive rebound package in the shop. You want to hold that car right on the track. You want to hold it down. Don't want the body to move up and down. You want to hold that thing down. Once you get into the race or you get your race package, you can ease off of that a little bit, and that's what makes a car compliant. Makes it where it rides over the bumps. Might not be sealed off to the track as much as you like, but it gets through the bumps much smoother because you back off of some of that rebound and let the car float a little bit more.
Yeah, DW, that's the compromise that you have to think about as a crew chief and an engineer and as a driver here at this racetrack. The grip is high, right? It's fast, but the bumps are very severe. So how do you compromise between getting the car to ride over the bumps? Well, you allow that car to not be so stiff and travel a little bit more, be more compliant. But what does that do? That affects the aerodynamic platform where it's smooth the rest of the way around the track. So you're going to lose a little bit of downforce and grip. So that's where you talk about this constant battle between where do we compromise, how much do we compromise, can the driver do something, do we have to do it as a team?
I think over the last year or so I've seen maybe 2 times when I thought a car was absolutely perfect. One was this Coke 600 last year at Martin Truex. That car was on a rail all day and night long. Last week at Atlanta, I thought that Kevin Harvick's car was on a rail.
Yeah.
And that's when you got it exactly right. You cut that compromise between performance, speed, handling, ride. You get it all together. You don't get that very often. You don't get that every week.
Now, as we went to the last break, Jimmy Johnson was riding around the apron. They were working strictly on pit road speeds because since the new segments were introduced last August, Jimmy Johnson leads the league in speeding penalties.